and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these live streams every single weekday. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, press subscribe and press that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news, we would very much appreciate it. We are trying to get to 4,000 subscribers here on the channel right now. We are currently on, let's take a look at what we are on right now. We are looking like we are at 3,963, so getting very close to that 4,000 subscriber level. If you can interact with today's stream as much as possible, it would really benefit the channel. So make sure to hit that like button if you have not done so already. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat first of all this morning. Everybody's very happy with today's price action. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, James. Thank you very much for tuning in as always. Very much appreciate it. Randy says, hi, Rob. Nice way to start this day off, BTC. Good morning, Jess. I know you're smiling today. I definitely am. We're seeing some really nice price action here. James says, what did I say? Seems a mad price, but it's getting higher. It definitely is. That came out very scales there. It definitely is. It's getting very, very high right now. Bitcoin is trading at $59,266, up almost 5% within the last 24 hours. And Ethereum is up 3.15% to $3,362. So we're seeing nice price action here. Ethereum is being outperformed by Bitcoin right now. If we take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, let's pull that up very quickly. We can see this having a bit of a pull back to the downside because Bitcoin is just performing super well right now. If we take a look at the price of Bitcoin, we're trading up at $59,400. On the 1 hour chart, we are seeing a pump once again to those higher price points. If we take a look at what's going on here on the daily chart, we're at $59,400 right now. Bitcoin's literally pumping as we stream. If we take a look at some levels of resistance that we may have here on the charts, I don't know whether Bitcoin's going to abide by them at this point, but we do have some levels of resistance. At this exact point here at $59,700, we've used this as a level of resistance a couple of times, and we have one at $65,000 as well. They're the main ones to be watching out for right now. But Bitcoin is pumping $59,600. This stream is making Bitcoin go up. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Jason Smith says, what is the exact all-time high for Bitcoin? It's 69,000 and something. We can take a look for the exact number if you would like. If we take a look right here, I mean, it depends what exchange you're on. We're looking at Bitcoin USDT here on the Binance US exchange. We're looking at 69,010, but it will fluctuate depending on what platform you have been on and whether you are looking at USDT. And there's all little fluctuations in there, USDT, US dollar. But overall, around that level, within the $69,000 range. So very nice to see. Hopefully we will hit that $70,000 range right now. I mean, we've done a stream with the title, $60,000 Bitcoin, and we might see Bitcoin break into the $60,000 level on this stream. I think this is all thanks to us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. If we go onto the 5-minute chart right now, Bitcoin is pumping. Bitcoin is definitely pumping here. US markets have just opened, I believe, or about to open in 23 minutes. Pre-markets may have opened. I should check that. I should know that. At what time do the US markets open? I think it's now, or I think it might be in 23 minutes. Nevertheless, we are seeing Bitcoin pump, moving to the upside. There was a quick small dip to the downside, but seeing nice big moves here. Bina says lots of sell orders at $60,000 level. There are some psychological levels that we need to be taking note of, 60,000 being one of them, 70,000 being one of them. Rob says superb Swiss bug price action as well. Let's take a look at that. What's the Swiss bug ticker? SW, I should know this. It's SW, it's 4, isn't it? SWBX, something like this. Let me know in the chat what the ticker is and we'll take a look at that. It's 230, I think, says Rob. Super price action by Swissborg. Good morning, PG. Thank you very much for tuning in always. Rob says, what a great time to be alive. Amazing opportunities in the markets right now. $59,823. You know, we're just going to spend all of this stream watching Bitcoin pump. What else is there to do? I mean, they changed the ticker for Swissborg, didn't they, to Borg? They've changed it to Bug. I mean, we can take a look, but we're going to have to be very quick because we need to be keeping an eye on what's going on with Bitcoin. Here we go. Borg USDT, is it listed on HTX? I didn't know this. Oh, very nice price action here. Very volatile. I hope this is the right token. Can we go back on this? That's very volatile. Nice price action nevertheless. Let's go back to Ethereum. Let's see what's going on with Ethereum right now. Ethereum is at $3,333. Bitcoin is at $59,900 almost, getting incredibly close to that $60,000 level. We're just going to have to sit and watch this pump for a minute, because I think we could hit that $60,000 level, and that is going to perfectly time with what today's title is. So fingers crossed we do get there throughout today's stream. Let's keep this up. In fact, you can all see the price of Bitcoin on the top of today's stream, so that's good. You can all see what's going on here. We are getting incredibly close. We'll keep a close eye on this. Let me know if you see the ticker at the top hit $60,000, and we'll come back to this. Let's see what's going on with Ethereum. See, it's pumping again. Every time I go and click away, it's pumping. We're at $59,930. Are we going to get $60,000? $30 away, $50 away, $80 away, $90 away. I think we're so close. I think we are so close. On the 1 minute chart, we are getting so close to that level. Obviously, there will be some traders looking to take profits at that significant level, because it's a psychological level. It's $60,000. But seeing us reach as close as this is very, very nice. 59,750 now. We're seeing a little bit of volatility. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at what's going on with the price of Ethereum, pumping as well on the daily chart. Some really nice green candles here, printing to the upside, not outperforming Bitcoin right now, but I'm feeling confident with what could come here. James says being a big over-the-counter overnight, which has drained the miners' day's submission. Let's take a look at this. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Bitcoin's pumping again. Are we going to do it? This is the entire stream. This is how we're going to spend today's stream. Now, let's take a look at what's going on here. So first of all, phone greed index is at 82. Very alarming figure there. But I still have a smile on my face. Bitcoin's still pumping. What else have we got here? 52 days away from the Bitcoin halving. In terms of Bitcoin key liquidation levels, we've not got massive levels yet. We could be having one growing at $56,000 potentially. So definitely something to be keeping an eye on. We will be reporting on this in the next couple of days. I'm not looking at this too closely right now because there's not a major significant level. But if one does form, then we will be reporting on that and seeing if that is strong enough to pull the price of Bitcoin to the downside. But right now, Bitcoin's pumping again. We're at $59,940 here, $950 here. Are we going to hit that $60,000 level while on stream today? We are getting incredibly close. Let's see how this plays out. Let's just watch this pump for a second. We're on the 1 minute chart here. We have just got as high as $59,970. We are so close to that $60,000 level. Many of us did not believe this would happen pre-halving, so it's insane to see this price action at this point in time. We are seeing some selling pressure here. Big wicks here from people taking profits at that psychological level. But we'll keep an eye on this throughout today's stream. I think we should be hopeful for what could come here. Maybe not. Maybe this is all we'll get. I mean, $30 away isn't bad. But we'll keep an eye on this. There's probably some sell orders in place. Let's see what else is going on, though. Let's take a look at what's going on in the cryptocurrency news. So the ETF update is trading volumes stay high and GBTC outflow increases. So yesterday marked the second consecutive trading day where ETF volumes maintained above $2 billion. The exchange traded fund trading volumes has maintained above $2 billion for a second consecutive day. We are seeing the number of traders increasing as well. So this isn't just big buyers and sellers going into the markets, but we are still seeing GBTC struggling. So with GBTC, what we are seeing is that the outflows for them does not appear to be slowing anymore. So we are seeing indications that GBTC experienced outflows of $125 million, over $100 million more than the previous day's outflows of $22 million. So we thought that those outflows for GBTC were coming to an end, but it seems that it may not be. Now, GBTC, obviously Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, has converted into a spot Bitcoin ETF. And with that, we have seen a significant amount of outflows because people initially were investing into GBTC as an arbitrage opportunity and as a way to get exposure to the Bitcoin price before ETFs were an option. But now ETFs are an option and we have some competitors in the markets with lower transaction fees. We are seeing some traders move into other products, alternative products, these new ETFs, and we are seeing some people just close their trades because the arbitrage trade is complete. GBTC was trading at a value like above 40% lower than the actual Bitcoin it was holding. So there was an arbitrage opportunity there. People have taken advantage of it. It's come to an end, so people are taking profits. We've also seen FTX selling like $1 billion worth of GBTC, and we're seeing potentially some selling pressure coming from other companies that have not made it through the volatile bear market as well. So be prepared for some more outflows for GBTC. We've seen this continuously since it transitioned into an ETF, but it can't last forever. It will come to an end. They don't have an infinite supply of Bitcoin, and that's the main thing. If we can continue to hold the volume and the inflows with the other ETFs, we're golden. We're golden. Let's take a look at what's going on here for Bitcoin. So we are seeing a little bit of bearish momentum here. We're back down to $59,710. Hopefully we build it back up again. I really want to hit that $60,000 level here. But this is why I always, if I'm trading, I will never set my price target, take profit level to be dot on the figure that I want. If I'm taking profit at $60,000, I'm actually taking profit at around $59,950 because just risking, just not clipping that price point is a big risk. I always put my take profit level a little bit lower, and you can see exactly why I would choose to do that here. But we are still attacking that range, seeing if we can get any closer to that point. I would love to soar above $60,000 in today's stream, but we'll have to stay tuned for that. Let's take a look at what else is going on in today's stream. So here's why Bitcoin miner Hut 8 is selling its reserve 9,000 Bitcoin ahead of the halving. So we have the Bitcoin halving in April this year, and we are going to see Bitcoin miners have their revenue cut in half essentially. All of the Bitcoin blocks that they mine post-halving will only bring them 3.125 Bitcoin rather than the 6.25 Bitcoin that they earn now. Now, Hut 8 intends to launch mining machines on the site in Q2 2024 before or after the next Bitcoin halving event slated for April. So to enable cost-effective development of the new mining site, Hut 8 has created a new treasury strategy that will involve using Bitcoin held in reserves to build its balance sheet, increasing operating scale, optimize metrics, and finance growth initiatives. So what Hut 8 have actually said is there's a lot of concerns when it's coming around Bitcoin mining companies surrounding the Bitcoin halving because their revenue is going to get cut in half. Now, how can these Bitcoin mining companies manage this? Well, they can increase their efforts, they can increase their hash rate to give them a higher probability of mining blocks post-halving, or they can just sit and be fearful at the end of the day. So Hut 8 have decided they want to double down on their Bitcoin mining, increase their hash rate, so increase their likelihood of mining a block, and therefore earn more Bitcoin post-halving to try and make up for the losses that appear after a halving. Right now, Bitcoin's pumping again. We need to keep an eye on this. So that's what's happening with Hut 8 right now. So the new mining site is expected to have up to roughly 3.6 extra hashes per second of no, that's not extra hashes, that's something like hundreds of hashes. I don't know. We don't need to know. Of self-mining capacity in the current generation of miners is deployed. Hut 8 expects that the cost to mine a Bitcoin at the Culberson County site will be 30% lower than the cost to mine the asset through its miners in Granbury and Kearney and Nebraska, because essentially we're looking at the amount of energy, costs to power these mining rigs. So we are saying Hut 8 double down on those decisions, and hopefully it will be a successful decision there. Bitcoin back up to $59,850. Mission Possible 777 says, I made it. Eyes on road, my fave cup of tea. Glad I made it. You're the best. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I very much appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. Rob says, make sure you have a spare battery for camera for a long stream. That's very true. Let me go and charge my other battery. We're back in action, ready for the day. If the stream goes on longer than expected, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So Bitcoin is at $59,836 right now, getting closer and closer to that $60,000 level. I've just had a notification on my phone. Bitcoin has moved up 5.2% in the last 12 hours. Very nice to see. Let's see what's going on in the next piece of news here. What we have got is, let's pull this up, ASIC manufacturer Canaan announces tepid Q4 earnings. So despite the crypto market's dramatic upturn, ASIC miner Canaan is not feeling the bull market vibes. Is it Canaan? Is it Canaan? You tell me in the chat. I don't know. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So despite the upturn in the crypto market, application-specific integrated circuit miner producers have not noted the same demand. So basically, we need ASICs for the mining rigs, and they're not seeing the demand coming from the increased volatility in the markets. When Bitcoin goes up, the appeal to be a Bitcoin miner increases. We're seeing companies like Hut 8 saying, look, we want to increase our mining efforts, we want more mining rigs, we want to create more hash power, so we have a higher probability of mining blocks. But the actual ASIC miner producers have not noted the same demand. They're not seeing mining rigs flying out the door as one would typically expect. So, bit of a lacking correlation there. Maybe there's just kind of some sort of delayed response going on, but we'll see how this plays out in the next couple of days. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news today. Let's check Bitcoin. $59,856 right now. It's getting close. It's getting close. Rob says 25 watching, 15 likes. Show Jess some love. 100%. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single weekday, and I would appreciate it if you tune in with us every single day, because when we come on these live streams, Bitcoin pumps. We started this live stream at 1 p.m. and look at that. Bitcoin immediately started pumping. We are the reason it's now getting closer and closer to that $60,000 level, and you can help by hitting that like button. So please don't forget to do that. Let's see if this is it. Let's see if this is the one. If we can break through that $60,000 level. I would love to be on stream when Bitcoin finally breaks through that all-time high. But I think it's going to take a couple of tries. It's going to take a couple of tries at 69k. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Hopefully sooner than we think, just like this one is. $60,000. Absolutely insane prices for pre-halving Bitcoin. Let's see if this is the one. Let's see if this is the candle that breaks above 60k. We're just going to sit and watch Bitcoin all day. That's the idea of the stream right now. 59,973, getting incredibly close there. Let's see. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. We're just sitting here and watching it now. Let's see. Are we going to do it? Let me know in the chat if you think we're going to get over $60,000 in today's stream, because we're getting close, and then there seems to be quite a lot of selling pressure at that barrier. There's a bit of a wall here that we need to break through. And will the buyers succeed? It looks like $59,975 is the limit for us today. But let me know in the chat. Do you think if we'll get through this? Do you think we'll get through this? Let me know. Let's see what else is going on. I want to show you today's cryptocurrency news, but I can't take my eyes off this chart right now. Crypto G says, high, all-time high incoming. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. We're edging closer. We're edging closer. How are we meant to talk about the news right now when Bitcoin's at 59,960? Are we going to see some more volatility? Are we going to break through that level? Let's just stay tuned a second. Rob says next stop the moon. 100%. Not 100%. Let's see what's going on here. We're getting closer. 59977. Are we going to reach it? Can you see the numbers on my screen? What if I do this? Is this better for the stream? Can we see this better? We're close. We're $10 away. We're $10 away. Are we going to reach it? Are we going to reach it? Suspense music activated. $5 away. $4 away. We're getting close. We're getting close. Randy says, ding, ding, ding. $60,000 ringing that bell. Are you going to draw a house on a Bitcoin all-time high on the chart like Benjamin Cohen? I haven't seen. We're at $60,000. We've done it. We've reached it. And we are soaring. Wait. That was a boo sound. We want a cheer sound. Where's my cheer sound gone? No. Here we go. $60,000 has been hit. In fact, $60,135 has been hit right now on the Binance BTC USDT chart. We are soaring through that level, going even higher. Let me know your daily high price predictions for today. This is absolutely insane. What price do you think Bitcoin will reach on today's stream? Thank you very much for that donation, Rob. Great stream, Jess. Bitcoin to the moon. Bitcoin to the moon 100%. Thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate it. Crypto G says 60,100. Jonathan says, oh my god, I just realized we broke $59. We're getting closer and closer to that all-time high. This is an insane time for crypto. Can I just show you first? Let's just zoom back a second. Let's zoom out of this just for a second. We will come back to it. How many times it took us to break the $20,000 level last bull market? When we were at this price point here, you can see that it took us a couple of days and a couple of attempts to break through the all-time high. So I don't think shooting through $69,000 is going to be easy, but I would like to see it happen soon. I would like to start having those first attempts. We need to start knocking the coconut and waiting till it cracks. And we need to start having those attempts in the market. Right now, 60,164. We've broken through that level. Moving to the upside, $60,200. Sorry to say, we are just going to have to watch the price of Bitcoin for a couple more minutes here to see what's happening. Right now, on the stream, we've got 23 people on YouTube, but only 15 likes, so please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single weekday, and I would appreciate it if you tune in with us every day and help us reach that goal of getting to 4,000 subscribers. We're on 3,963 subscribers right now, so I'd appreciate it if you can hit that like button and help us on that mission. Let's see what's going on here. $60,400. I mean, how can we complain at these figures? How can we complain at these figures? We are at $60,500 pre-halving. That is absolutely insane. Oh my gosh, we're about to hit $61,000. What is going on? What is going on, Bitcoin? It is absolutely soaring and it does not want to stop. We are on the daily chart having our 5th day of green printed into the markets right now, breaking through levels of resistance faster than ever. I remember watching the price of Bitcoin the day it broke through $20,000, and it was absolutely insane. It was kind of like this, but just 10 times faster. It was just print up, 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 up. It was insane. And I think we could see that again at $69,000 when we do actually get a breakthrough. As I said, it might take a couple of times to break through it. But this price action is amazing, and what we're seeing right now is what we want to be seeing anyway, is to start using some previous levels of resistance from the previous bull market as a support. But right now we just need to enjoy this bullish price action, see this moving to the upside. Jonathan says, I just finished watching yesterday's stream, so I was in yesterday's mentality. 69k by midnight, maybe. Rob says, I might take profits on alts this run, but I don't want to sell any of my Bitcoin to BlackRock. I know it's going to be so hard to part with Bitcoin at the to take profits from Bitcoin here and in this cycle, because in previous cycles, do you know what? That's not true. I was about to say in previous cycles, you know, the 4-year cycles, and you know there's going to be a bear market. You don't, because in the last cycle, there was a lot of people shouting for super cycles and Bitcoin was going to go up forever. But this time, it really feels like it's going to be difficult for Bitcoin to shed 80% of its, 60% of its value with institutions investing. But I do believe that we do still need to take some profits and do something with the funds that we make. We all put a lot of work and effort into cryptocurrency, so it's good to take profit and reward yourself from that from time to time. I don't think I'll be selling all of my Bitcoin, but I want to sell some. I do want to take profits at some point in 2025. Timing it is going to be difficult because there's so much FOMO in this market. As soon as you sell, everything just tends to pump. So I don't like selling, especially Bitcoin. But I think I will. I want to believe I will, but we'll see. Bitcoin has just reached a high of $60,800. Now retraced down to $60,400. Let's see what's going on in the crypto news here. Rob says, imagine when the mining supply gets cut in half, or when there's a supply shortage, it's going to go mental. There is a huge opportunity here. There really, really is. Bina says, sellers are betraying us. I just moved all my Bitcoin out of markets to my cold wallet, trying to fight the temptation. honestly, best way to do is just to move out into cold storage, because it's so much faff to then sell your crypto that you just can't be bothered and you choose not to. When it's in an exchange and you can make a quick decision and action it quickly, that's a risk in my eyes. So I just choose to basically remove my access to it and leave it and sit on it and see what happens. Let's see what's going on in the news here. Jonathan says no one ever got poor taking profits. 100%. Very, very true. A mistake I made last bull market, and not one I want to make again this bull market. I got burnt too much last bull market to make the same mistakes, but I can already feel my mentality changing. I don't want to be as bullish as I am, but I am, and it is what it is. Let's take a look at what's going on in the cryptocurrency news here. So Coinbase asset recovery tool to be expanded to incorporate more blockchains. We are seeing Coinbase's asset recovery tool has been improved to include previously unsupported chains such as BNB chain and Polygon. So in a 27th of February announcement, so yesterday, they announced users who accidentally send assets to their Coinbase accounts on BNB chain or Polygon would now be able to implement a recovery process by providing their transaction ID along with the inbound Coinbase wallet address associated with the assets. Prior to the announcement, these funds were considered unrecoverable. This was because Coinbase lacked the private keys for asset recovery. This will no longer be a problem now. So for assets valued at under $100, Coinbase will not charge a recovery fee, but above that, a commission of 5% will apply to the recovery efforts. So the recovery pool has been successfully used to retrieve $160 million worth of lost digital assets from the Ethereum blockchain since its inception. There are approximately 3,000 ERC tokens mistakenly sent to Coinbase via BNB chain and 800 similar tokens sent via Polygon. So this is essentially when people are sending tokens to Coinbase on the wrong chain. They're sending to an Ethereum address, but they're actually using a BNB chain. And there's a huge problem there, obviously, with our MetaMask, so we can just transfer from one branch to the other. With this, it's no longer the case, and it's a big issue, but they have put things in place now to make that easier. And I think that's really important, because as a newbie into the industry, always being on top of what chain you're on and what that means and how it works isn't easy. It's quite complex to understand. So, and there's a lot of fear then in the markets that you will not be able to move your assets because you don't know what's going to happen to them. Funds are unrecoverable, and some people don't understand quite what it means to be using different blockchains and trying to transition from one to the other. So having Coinbase put things in place to kind of remove that concern and make it easier for people to recover their funds is really important, because we don't want people to be too fearful to enter the space. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat. Jason Smith says, I just watched an interview that CSE did with one of the founders of Bonk, and one of my takeaways was that they had an image problem. Looking at it now, it seems to be going bonkers, pun intended. I haven't taken a look at the price, actually. I'd be interested to see what's going on. I think that was Spud that did that interview. He's going to be doing a lot more interviews in the coming weeks, talking about what's going on in the crypto news, interviewing different project founders. We also did an interview with Cebu Live's founder last week as well, so make sure to check that out. They're really good fun, so make sure to go over there and support Spud on his live streams, and like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and all of that good stuff. Jonathan says, I got burned in the last bull market too. You can't be too bullish though. You can't be, but it's hard not to be in these markets. It really, really is, especially at this point in the cycle. It's really, really difficult, because every time you sell some, you get FOMO, and I don't want FOMO. I want to be all in when Bitcoin's pumping. If we take a look at the price of Bitcoin, obviously nothing is financial advice. Don't be all in. It's silly. We can see here $60,272. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news. SBF is giving financial advice in prison, according to a report. So while SBF shares crypto investment tips in prison, his lawyers seek a lighter sentence for him. So they are actually seeking for him to do a 63 to 78 month jail term to enable their client to return to a productive role in society. But he's facing 110 years in prison. So very different goals there between what the attorneys are actually going for and what he's facing. So we'll see how this plays out. SBF, very interesting character. I'm going to drop the link to this in today's live chat, but I'm not going to go through that article in any more detail because I don't know how interested people are in FTX anymore and SBF. Let's see what's going on here. $60,374, holding that $60,000 level here, to be fair. Jonathan says, I'm full of FOMO. I think it's just part of being in this industry. Going on to crypto Twitter and taking a look at people making significant gains just fills you with FOMO every single day. It's a very toxic place, but it's also a place where you can learn a lot about the industry. So you have to take the bad with the good. Let's see what's going on. What else is going on here? Rob says, think DOT and Link is due next pump. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I have built some Link. Let's take a look at what's going on there. So Ethereum right now pumping at 3,353. It is still being outperformed by Bitcoin right now. We are seeing some wicks here. I have diversified into Ethereum a bit, so I wish I waited for this dip, and I hope Ethereum starts to outperform Bitcoin at some point here. Let's see what's going on. Funny thing is, if FTX was still going, he'd be able to make everyone whole. If FTX was still going, we wouldn't know what was going on. We wouldn't know what was going on. It was like a house of cards. As soon as one card fell, everything fell. We needed it to go down then. And you know what? I'm grateful that if it went down, I mean, it was going to have to go down at some point. So I'm glad it did it then in the peak of the bear market rather than now, because that could be catastrophic for the crypto space right now. And especially with these ETFs live, could cause a lot more problems. So it was about to happen at some point. The house of cards was going to fall, and we needed to, there could have been much worse times for it to fall. Obviously, very upsetting thing that's occurred for everybody who had funds in FTX. It's destroyed many people's lives because people had their life savings in FTX. It was a horrible, horrible case. But in terms of the cryptocurrency industry, there could have been much worse times for it to happen. It was bound to happen with the way that it was being run behind closed doors. If only regulators had seen this and tackled this, we could have had a better outcome. But given the outcome that we've had, it could have had worse timing. But let's take a look at what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news here. So Bitcoin is currently at 60,400, 60,500. Let's see how this is going. Jonathan says, funny thing is, if FTX was still going, he'd be able to make it. True, that's why you're the vlogger and not me. Venus says it seems the 60,200 support line forming. I mean, we can't really put support on the 1 minute chart. I'm more of a 4-hour chart kind of trader, but we can hope, we can pray. Let's see what else is going on here. So they are seeking 78 months for SBF rather than 110 years. What we are seeing here is short-term holders have sent record $3 billion in profit to exchanges. So typically when we're seeing funds be sent to exchanges, this is because people are looking to take profit, essentially. As I just said, if you're looking to hold for the long term, cold storage is a brilliant way to hold your crypto. If you're looking to hold and make quick decisions, exchanges are the best way to go. So when we see inflows into exchanges, it's typically meaning that, look, we are going to see a little bit of selling pressure here, but Bitcoin has continued to pump throughout. Well, transactions and ETF records fuel Bitcoin's push towards $60,000, exceeding $60,000 now. And we also have falling Bitcoin Ether spread is music to altcoin traders' ears. So what we're saying here is the spread between perpetual funding rates in Bitcoin and Ether markets recently collapsed, indicating an uptick in investors' risk appetite. The development suggests continued outperformance of alternative cryptocurrencies ahead. This is the exact story I wanted to see today. I want to see some altcoins and Ethereum pump nicely following this Bitcoin move. And what I would like to see here is Bitcoin to take a little bit of a breather and have some sideways action after this pump. I mean, obviously I'd like Bitcoin to go as high as possible, but if we then see some sideways action and we see some consolidation, that really typically gives the time for Ethereum and some altcoins to catch up. So that'd be perfect outcome for me here. Peter says, question is it good idea to buy coins with low market cap and low supply, e.g. Some tokens there, no one's talking about them. I can't give you financial advice. I can't tell you which altcoins to buy. I don't know those altcoins that you have spoken about there. In terms of low cap coins, they are incredibly high risk, sometimes with high reward. But I would say diversify as much as possible, because with low cap coins, there's a lot more things that you need to be considering. And there's a lower likelihood that you're going to get, well, there's not necessarily lower likelihood. typically what happens in a bull market is we see Bitcoin perform well, then high caps, then mid caps, then low caps. So low caps aren't really having their time to shine right now. There are some that are just popping off out of nowhere and it's brilliant. But there will be a time where they will typically, if the cycles repeat, have a higher chance of success. Now, investing at this time isn't necessarily a bad thing if it is one of those tokens that do well, but we can't be certain for sure. Low cap coins do take on extra risk, so just make sure to diversify if you are looking at that sector. I think I'm very open with the idea that I'm not very open to that sector. Every now and then I'll take a dabble with a very small percentage of my portfolio, but I find it hard to diversify because I just love Bitcoin that much. Let's see what's going on here. James says expect ETH to hit 0.06 Bitcoin by this time tomorrow. If we take a look at that, you're expecting a nice big pump here, are you? A reversal here from Ethereum to Bitcoin. That'd be nice to see. Rob says there's a theory that when retail get involved, Bitcoin may be so high they will feel they missed the boat, giving a rise to alts and meme coins. Well, this happens every cycle. Everybody looks at Bitcoin now, even last cycle, and everybody goes, oh, well, I'm too late for Bitcoin, so I'll invest in Ethereum. That was last cycle, and maybe even the cycle before to an extent. So now it's going to be, oh, well, I missed Bitcoin and Ethereum, so what can I get in this time? And there's that kind of cycle every single time. As long as we're seeing money flow in and people getting excited about the cryptocurrency space again, it's a win. Peter says, might just load up on Sol. Good day, everyone. Best wishes from Australia. Lots of Australians in the chat. Jonathan says low caps have extra risk. Hey, I meant extra risk. Let's see what's going on here on the chat right now. So we have currently 32 people in today's stream with 22 likes. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. Let's try and hit 50 likes on today's stream. Since Bitcoin's above $60,000, you should hit the like button for today's stream. Let's see what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news here. So we have... Let's pull this up. VanEck launches NFT marketplace and digital assets platform Segment. Let's take a look at this. VanEck have launched Segment, a self-custodial NFT marketplace and digital assets platform. The platform has an initial focus on crypto native users in Europe and Asia and excludes residents or citizens of the US. So the investment manager VanEck, one of the Bitcoin ETF issuers, has launched an NFT marketplace and digital assets platform. What's going to happen here is they have a long history in asset management, primarily engaged in issuing exchange-traded funds. The platform was born out of VanEck's digital asset research effort, designed to improve accessibility and security in the space. Segment's model aims to simplify the self-custodial sharing of digital assets. The process is akin to having a secure vault to store digital assets. So they are looking to remove the barrier for entry when it comes for cryptocurrency and just make that a little bit easier. Let's see what is going on in the chat. I guess I'm always silly when you're on. Sometimes I just need to be quiet because I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm laughing but still look like a weirdo. Lol. What do you mean, Mission Possible? Peter says, question, why do people load up on rubbish like Pepe and Shiba? I mean, these things pump. These things do pump. We can't really say, I mean, in a cryptocurrency bull market, we see tokens that have no utility or in fact have terrible utility pump significantly. We can't say all tokens will pump in a bull market, but we do see some trash pumping and we do see them get hype. I think with cryptocurrencies, I fall into the trap sometimes of always looking for big utility, always looking for that use case, always looking at the technical aspects and trying to find the next big thing. But sometimes we just need to see that there's a strong community, there's people wanting to buy that asset, and we're seeing the founders really try and grow the adoption of the space. And sometimes that community is enough for a lot of success for a project. So sometimes trying to be too smart about it isn't always the play. And sometimes just being like, look, do you know what? Big community, big ecosystem, so whatever, gaining traction, it's time to have a little bit of a dabble in it. We've seen it over and over again. So there are opportunities in the space in projects that have no utility whatsoever. Unfortunately, we're in that industry where it's just absolutely crazy. Unfortunately and fortunately, because we get to see crazy price action like this as well. So very happy to see the price action today. Bitcoin is currently at $60,300. Ethereum is currently at $3,350. And Ethereum Bitcoin is looking a little bit poor, but hopefully we will see that reversal that Jonathan predicts in the chat. Let's see what's going on here. Matthew B, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, we've gone through all of today's cryptocurrency news. We can take a look at some of the altcoins before we close off today's stream. So XRP is up 4.46% within the last 24 hours. Chainlink up only 1.34%. So happy to see that, because I would like to buy some more. What else have we got here? Uniswap down 1%. It's had a massive rally, up 51% in the last week. Shiba is up 4.5% within the last week. Polkadot is up 4.3% within the last 24 hours, up 15% within the last week. Let's take a look at some of these tokens on here. So let's take a look at DOT first of all. Polkadot performing very well, up to $8.54. If we take a look at it versus Bitcoin, it is being outperformed right now. In fact, significantly outperformed right now. Interesting. Very, very interesting. If we take a look at Chainlink versus Bitcoin, we can see, again, being very much outperformed by now. I think this is expected when the Ethereum Bitcoin chart looks very similar, but hopefully we will see some reversal and some nice profits flooding into altcoins as well. Let's see what's going on here. Peter Dell says, is it safe and a great idea to say sell all my crypto portfolio and load up on Sol and Chainlink? Well, first of all, I cannot give you financial advice. Second of all, I don't know what your cryptocurrency portfolio is. And third of all, it depends on the size of your portfolio. I always like to diversify. I always like to have the majority of my portfolio in Bitcoin, but it depends on the size of your portfolio, the goals with your portfolio, and what you want to achieve this bull market. I'm being very conservative because I made mistakes last bull market and I want to learn from them. Let's see what will be going on here in the markets here. Let's take a look at Ethereum in the shorter time frames. Is there anything exciting going on here? Could we be in for a second leg up, potentially? Do I want to be on stream for that? Yes, I do. But have we got any more news? No, we do not. Has anybody got anything in the chat they would like to discuss today? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single weekday, so I'd appreciate if you tune in with us every single day. We've currently got 3,962 subscribers on the channel, so I'd appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button as well. Help us grow and try and get that 10,000 level to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Jonathan says it was James that predicted that, Jess. You just can't stop thinking about me, can you, Jess? ETH reversal. Matthew B says Bitcoin, then ETH, then large caps, then small caps. Typically that is what we see in the markets for a bull market. I do have some questions around this time around, and I'm the first to say I hate when people say this time is different, but I do question this because typically Bitcoin performs well, then high caps perform well, then mid caps perform well, then low caps perform well. But this is usually because Bitcoin sees some nice profits and people go, well, do you know what, the upside for Bitcoin isn't really significant enough anymore because we've already seen those initial gains, so we're going to move into high cap coins. But that kind of transfer of wealth from Bitcoin to high cap coins isn't really possible with these Bitcoin ETF holders because we don't have an Ethereum ETF yet. So I think it all very much depends on what's going on in May, if the Ethereum ETF gets approved or not. If it doesn't, we may not see such significant transfers in wealth from Bitcoin to altcoins, meaning that for altcoins to continue on that ratio and start to perform out Bitcoin like it normally does, we need a huge amount of money flowing into the cryptocurrency space, and we may not see as significant pullbacks as we normally do. I do believe we are going to see some significant pullbacks. This is not going to be just an upwards trajectory with some sideways action in between. I do believe we will get some pullbacks along the way. It cannot just go up in a straight line. We can't get too silly with this, but I mean, we won't be seeing that as much of a significant transfer in wealth from Bitcoin to high caps. Rather, we will see more attention coming to the cryptocurrency space and potentially more money just entering the cryptocurrency space, which will help us rebalance that ratio. Peter Dell says, I've done really well with stocks and now trying to make it with crypto. Just be prepared for the volatility that's around. Don't get too stuck up in the up only mentality, but I'm sure you know that with all of the stocks. That when you come to crypto from stocks, I mean, I'm not an expert in stocks in any way, shape or form, but when you come to crypto from stocks, I think it's important to kind of notice what I was saying earlier, that utility and doing all the research on the technology isn't always going to be your way for success. Sometimes just looking at the community, looking at how strong the hype is, and looking at what the narrative is in the market right now is enough to catch what's going on in the markets. And sometimes you can try and be too smart with it and miss out on opportunities that are very obvious and in front of our eyes, like we've just seen with the AI stuff. We've just seen Sora, a token that is no way related to OpenAI's new Sora project, text to video, perform incredibly well just because it had the same name, and some traders made huge amounts of money. We're also in an AI narrative right now, so AI is performing really well. We've seen gaming narratives before, so that's been performing very well. Lots of narratives in the space to be watching out for. Lots of hype in the space to be watching out for. Lots of communities that can direct you in the right direction of where the money is right now and where the money's flowing right now. If you want to stay up to date with all of that kind of stuff, I do recommend checking out the CSE Plus Discord. If you go to cryptosavingexpert.com and you press that big orange button at the top, you can get access to that, because that's where they talk about the latest hype, the big communities, where all the money's flowing in the markets. Here on these live streams, we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and analyze the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. So if you join the CSE Plus Discord and check out these streams every single day, you will become a crypto saving expert. Let's see what's going on here. Peter says, okay, question, would it be a great choice to sell all my crypto and buy a couple of Bitcoin for safety? I can't give you financial advice, Peter. I can't. I'm not a financial advisor. I just invest in silly little cryptocurrency tokens and talk about it on the internet. But what I would say is, it depends on the size of your portfolio. It depends how much you understand cryptocurrency, what risks you are ready to take. Cryptocurrency is a very volatile industry. There's plenty of ways to make money, but there are plenty of people that have lost money, including myself. I think it's always important strategy just to keep an eye on what's going on. Look at what's happened in history a lot of the time. A lot of people that I know in cryptocurrency have suffered a big loss before they've really understood what's going on in the markets. And just be careful. Look at what's gone on in past cycles. Look at the volatility. There's potential for 20-30% pullbacks for Bitcoin at any given time, even higher at times. So just be prepared for the potential downside. It's so easy to feel up-only mentality when Bitcoin's pumping like this, but we're $9,000 away from the all-time high right now. It's getting silly. I can't give you any financial advice. I can't help you with personal portfolios. All I can say is Bitcoin's at $60,333. Let's see what's going on here. Jonathan says 60,000 is the new support for Bitcoin. I mean, I would love to say that, but I don't think I could say that with conviction right now. We've only been above it for 30 minutes. Give it a little bit of time. Give it a little bit of time to use some levels of resistance as support, and maybe we'll feel a bit more positive. Let's see what's going on in the Ethereum chart right now before we close off today's stream. I think we've finished today's stream. We've had a high on Ethereum at 3,358. Hopefully we do see some sort of reversal on Ethereum Bitcoin chart. That would be good for my portfolio. But that's all we have for today. So thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I hope you have enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.